Because x is greater than 5, there's no other option like x might be greater than 5 or equal to 5.
Good. All right, so I'm going to put an open circle at 5. And then if you think about, well, what's bigger than 5? Something like 6 and 7. I would then just color in that direction that's bigger than 5. And you would color in the arrow to say this goes on forever. Our answer isn't just 6. Okay, our answer goes on 6, 7, and so on. 100, 200, 3,000, and so on. All right, so that's how you would hand draw these number lines. And we're going to do a little practice with that in class today. All right, number 2, name 3 solutions to x is less than or equal to negative 5. Henry, give me one solution.
You could put -7.
You could put -7. That's good. Why could I put -7, Henry?
Because -5 is -5 is greater, sorry, than -7.
Yeah. This is a true statement. -7 is less than -5. That's true. Jack, give me another number that makes this true.
-4.
Let's try it. Is -4 less than or equal to -5? What do you think, Jack? Is -4 less than -5?
Oh no, actually no. -6 would work.
-6, yep, good choice. -6 is less than -5. So I could play this game all day. I could say -10. I could say -11. And then I could also say x could be -5. Why am I allowed to say x could be -5?
Because we don't know what x is.
We don't know what x is, and this says x could be less than or equal to. So it could be -5. That is allowed because it's less than or equal to. All right, and question number 3. And I'm just doing this as a courtesy, to get you guys thinking, especially at this trying time for us. This Sunday is Mother's Day. So for those of you who have a special person in your life, whether that's your mom, whether that's an aunt, whether it's your grandma, or whoever it is that person that is a motherly figure, I want you to start thinking about how you're going to do something special for that person. All right? So you got to take note this week. Like, maybe you make your person some coffee. Maybe you make something. I mean, I know you can't go out shopping right now, but there's plenty of things to do. Maybe you could pull weeds if they have a garden. Maybe you could do the dishes all week and say it's in honor of Mother's Day. Does anyone already have a good idea? What are you going to do out there to take care of the special person in your life?
I have one, Miss Samick.
Oh, all right. Let's hear it.
Well, I'm going to make dinner.
That's awesome. What are you going to make?
I don't know yet. I'm so thinking.
All right.
Yep.
Zamber, I am impressed. Zamber's going to make dinner. So maybe, Zamber, maybe you could give some cooking tips to some of the other guys out there that maybe need
to be honest, I don't really know what I'm doing either. It's probably going to be so bad. But
hey,
it's the thought that counts.
It is.
It is.
Right now, we all have plenty of time to watch some videos on the YouTube, figure out how to do some cooking. Yes. All right. So I'm just planting that seed for you guys so you can think about whoever it is in your life that is that special person. All right. Next up, business. So updated schedule for this class. I just want to kind of go over these last 2 weeks, because we have this week and next week for live classes. And that is it, which is hard to believe. So today and Wednesday are just normal classes for us here in fundamentals. We will wrap up our inequalities mini unit today and Wednesday, and we'll do a practice quest. We'll do a practice quest on Wednesday. I was going to have our quiz on Wednesday, but I'd like to do a little bit more practice before we take the quiz. Who can tell me what they think a quest is? What's a quest?
A quiz and a
Test.
test.
Yeah, a quiz and a test, right? It's like bigger than a quiz, it's smaller than a test. All right. We didn't quite get through the entire unit like we would in school, considering how much time we have left. But we did get it through enough that we can have a pretty good quiz. So that quest will be next Monday, May 11th. I hope I have all my dates right. Yeah, May 11th is next week. Today's the 4th. Yeah. All right. So today and Wednesday, normal classes. I'll be teaching new things. We'll be doing some practice. Next Monday, we'll have our quest. In class, we'll do some review, and then I will have you guys get going on the quest. Next Wednesday, May 13th, is our last day of live class. And we're going to talk about, I'm going to ask you to do one final assignment, and and I'll tell you what that is on Wednesday. It's not like an exam. It's not like a rigorous test. It's just going to be more of a reflection. My original plan for that last week was to be having you guys do this big cumulative project, but we are not going to be doing that final project. We will have a final assignment on the 13th, and we'll just sort of use the 13th to celebrate a little bit the end of school, the end of our fundamentals class. So I really hope, I see that Xavier joined us and Rock joined us and Joe joined us. So we've got almost everyone here today. I really hope that we only have 3 live classes left. I really hope to see you guys during all 3 of those classes. Item of business number 2. I have been working on your projects, your food budget projects. They're taking a little bit longer than I thought. So they'll be in the grade book this week if they're not in already. So some of you your grades are in, some of you are not. And that will also include, like, if you were missing a part from the beginning, I'll go in and check those missing parts. So I'll be checking your entire project this week if yours isn't graded already. So that is business about our class. Are there any questions people have either about our class in the end of school or just general questions about like the end of school with Ignatius? Does anyone want to ask anything before we dive into the math?
Is reflection worth points?
Yes.
I don't really have a question. I just wanted to say my birthday Saturday.
Okay, Rock's birthday is Saturday. Rock birthday Saturday. All right, that's good to know. The Walton Center has a little special something that you get in your inbox on your birthday. So we'll have to update my May birthdays. I wasn't ready for May birthdays, so good to know. Anybody else have anything? Should we sing to you on Wednesday then, Rock? Or should we wait till Monday to sing to you?
Monday.
Monday? All right, we'll sing to Rock next Monday for his birthday. All right. Well then, we are going to dive into today's lesson. If you printed out the handout I sent, we'll use that in the next slide. If you didn't print it out, as long as you have a pencil paper, you will be fine. But I already had the handout made, so I thought I could at least send it to you if you did have it. But as long as everyone's got pencil paper right now, you're going to be just fine.
Sarah, do you have any homework this week?
Okay, we'll do that real quick. I just would like to reintroduce some of you to this handout. This document is the document that I keep track of everything we have to do for the week. So you'll see today's Monday. Here's our Zoom link. Here's the slides that I'm working on right now, the handout I sent you guys. And then after class, I upload our videos to YouTube. It usually takes about an hour. So if you ever miss class, you know, the links are in here. Kaden, this one's for you. We have you have 3 assignments this week. The first one is Delta Math Inequalities Part 3. That will connect to what we learned today. So that's the one that's due for Tuesday by 5. Okay. So Tuesday by 5 is Delta Math. And then Wednesday, we'll do some more learning and make sure we review inequalities, make sure everyone's on the right page, do a practice test. And then you'll have 2 more assignments. One will be a Delta Math and one will be a Flipgrid. And those 2 things will be due Friday. So you could start them, you know, Wednesday after class. You could work on them Thursday. You could work on them Friday. But those other 2 things will be due Friday by 5 p.m. The Delta Math is already posted. Both Delta Maths are already posted. The Flipgrid is not posted yet. I still need to finish my video. So once I finish the video, and I don't want you doing it yet anyways. I didn't want anyone going in last night or today and doing it because I really want to make sure you get those lessons in before you do the Flipgrid. All right. Caden, does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, but for anyone who's ever looking for links, looking for any attachments, they're always in this document in one place. With all the drama that's happened with PowerSchool, it's just so hard to count on PowerSchool. All right, who else is chiming in? All right, I bet it's Jamarian. That'd be my guess, is it? Where is my iPad? Come back. Can you get the computer to work or your mouse to work? Sorry guys, hold on. Sorry, my iPad is not working. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, so back to the lesson. I want you guys to solve and graph that first inequality. All right? You do that. I'm going to troubleshoot for a second. But you guys all do that one on your paper.
I already did troubleshoot. Shoot, it didn't work. Left mode is on.
Screenshot it and then send it to Miss Gill. And she can help you figure it out. All right. So we have for our solution for this first inequality, what did people say the solution was to this inequality? This guy, solve and graph. What would your answer be?
X is bigger than 3.
X is bigger than 3. Yep.
X is greater than 3.
Yep. So Rock, what are some numbers that would be solutions to this?
4 and on and on.
4 and on and on.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So this would look like this. And something like 4, that makes sense. 4 plus 4 is greater than 7 because 8 is greater than 7. If we tried 5, 6, all of those numbers would work. All right. So this is something that we've been working on so far. So this is what we did last Monday and last Wednesday. I want to talk about this next example. This is where things are going to get a little dicey. Last week, I alluded to the fact that there was going to be a special case in solving inequalities, and that's what today is about. Today is about, there's one time when things get a little dicey, and you got to kind of rethink about rethink a couple things on this problem. So I'm going to treat this problem just like Rock came up with that 3, right? Subtracted 4. And I've got a greater than and a 3. And I'm going to bring down this negative x. Now, when you solve a problem, solve an equation, I should say, where you've got a negative in front of the x, what do you do to both sides to finish solving it? How would I get rid of that negative in front of the x? That guy. Ooh. Lucy. Can you guys hear my dog barking?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know. Oh,
Yeah.
and you guys will like this one. She got sprayed by a skunk again last night. Oh,
Again?
yeah. I know. It was terrible. Made this really special lasagna. We were so excited to eat it. And then we had to deal with a skunk. All right. So that negative, I'm really struggling here. Okay, there we go. All right, that negative there. How do you get rid of that negative in front of the x?
Keep change.
Multiply by 1.
Not
Negative
key change flip. Yeah, you can multiply by -1 or divide by -1. So I'll divide by -1 because my arrow's in the way. So now I have x is greater than 3, -3. So Zambor, give me your favorite number greater than -3.
-2.
-2. So let's throw -2 in there. So Zambor picks -2. And if we do 4 minus -2 is greater than 7. Here you go, Kaden. This is a keep change flip. What do you get when you do 4 minus -2?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. What's 4 minus -2?
Form the -2 you said?
4
2, right?
minus 4 minus -2.
Oh, so it'd be 6 then, because
Yeah.
you keep change flip.
Of course, because you keep change flip. All right. So we'd end up with 6 is greater than 7. Does that work? I mean, Zambor picked a number greater than 3, -3. He picked -2,
Two.
which was fine. That is a number greater than -3. But does that give him an inequality that works? Is 6 greater than 7? I hope we're all saying no. You're all just shaking your heads, but your cameras are off, I bet, right? No, this is not true. And that's a problem. You know, the way we solved this, we ended up with being able to, like, if I picked my favorite number greater than -3 is 10, right? And I put 10 in. 4 minus 10 is -3. -3 is not greater than 7. So there's some sort of problem happening here. All right. So what we're going to do, I'm not just going to tell you the problem. We're going to like do a little investigation to figure out what the problem is or where the problem comes in. All right. So that's what the next 2 slides are about like taking a little bit deeper dive onto. I wish I knew who made that noise. I'm not just going to tell you. We're going to have to learn why it happens. All right. So with that, if you've got the handout, I want to take a look at the situation where 2 is less than 6. All right. So if 2 is less than 6, we're going to take a look at some special cases for 2 less than 6. So I'm just going to mute everybody. All right. So I have got 2 is less than 6. And I just want to play with some investigation here. So I want to just experiment with this inequality and see when it falls apart. Like why does, for that problem we just did, why did the inequality suddenly not hold? So how this is going to work is I'm going to give you a step to do to both sides. And then we're going to see if our inequality is still true or if the step we do to both sides makes it fall apart. Because remember, we should be able to do the same thing to both sides and not change the truth statement of the inequality. So I have 2 is less than 6. I'm going to add 3 to both sides. So I did 2 plus 3 and 6 plus 3, and I ended up with 5 is less than 9, which is still true. Yes, it is true. And then I did it with negative 3. I did 2 plus negative 3 and 6 plus negative 3. And then I did the math. 2 plus negative 3 is negative 1. 6 plus negative 3 is negative 3. I'm sorry, positive 3. Negative 1 is less than 3. That is true. I want you to I already filled in all the work. Okay, I filled in all the work on the inequalities. I want you right now to decide on this part of the table, the yes column. I want you to see if we always get a yes or when do we get a no. Well, it's already a hint. We're going to get a no at some point. So go ahead and give that a try. I'll give you a couple minutes here. And you let me know in a second when we get some no's in here. All right, so let's dive in. On this one where you multiply both sides by 3, we have 6 is less than 18. Is that true? Is 6 less than 18? True? Yes or no? Someone's chatting. Joe Keller says yes. Thank you,
say
Joe
yes.
Keller.
I'll say yes too.
Yeah, that's a
Yes.
yes. And then we have negative 6. On the next one, we multiplied both sides by negative 3. We've got negative 6 is less than negative 18. Is that true?
No.
No. Negative 6 is not less than negative 18. When we divide both sides by 3, 2 divided by 3, 6 divided by 3, we have 2/3 is less than 2. Is that true? Is 2/3 less than 2?
Yeah.
Joe Keller's yes question mark?
I'm gonna go with yes.
Well, 2/3, is 2/3 greater than or less than 1? 2/3. Is 2/3 less than or greater than 1? David, what do you think? Is 2/3 less than or greater than 1? David, are you there? Well, 2/3 of a whole, let's say I have 2 wholes. I'll divide it into thirds. 2/3 is not even one whole thing. Okay, so 2/3 is definitely less than 2. 2/3 is part of 1. It's not even a whole. All right, and how about the last one? Negative 2/3 is less than negative 2. Is that true? This last guy here, negative 2/3 is less than negative 2. Is that true? No, that is not true. So I've got yes, 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 no, yes, no. Okay, So what I want to do for the second slide is we're going to do another one of these investigations. Okay, where you're going to do something to the inequality, and we're always going back to that original the original inequality where we were working with 2 is less than 6. So the next one, I want to look at 10 is greater than 1. 10 is greater than 1 is the inequality we're going to go with. What I want you to do is I am going to send you guys into a breakout room. I want you and your classmates, I'm going to leave you in there for about 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes. I want you guys to decide which ones are yeses and which ones are nos. All right? So you're going to go into 3 rooms, and I want you to decide which ones are yeses and which ones are no, and I'll bring you back in about 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes. All right. So there's your screen. We'll see you in a little bit. All right, so go ahead and join your breakout room and decide which are yeses and which are nos. So Rock, you want to join your breakout room? Noah, you want to join your breakout room? Rock, are you there? Rock, are you there? Noah, are you there? Hello, gentlemen. How are we doing in this room?
Good.
What did you guys come up with? Did you get any no's on your list?
I don't think we didn't get any yet. I don't know where David just went. He was just in this.
I don't know either. So have you, with the first one, 10 is greater than 1? Does everyone at least have the worksheet open in front of them? Robbie, do you have your worksheet open in front of you?
Yeah.
And Jackie, you have your worksheet open in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay. So for the first one, if we have 10 is greater than 1, and we add 2 to both sides, and we do 10 plus 2, here actually. If we do 10 is 10 plus 2 and 1 plus 2, and I end up with, I do the math on these. What's my new inequality that I end up with? If I do 10 plus 2, I end up with what?
You end up with 12 and 3.
12 and 3. So is 12 greater than 3?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still true. If I add negative 2 to both sides, and I have 10 plus negative 2, I end up with 8 is greater than what, negative 1? Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Mhm.
So that's what you're gonna do with these. Okay. So try the last ones and see. I'm really looking for when are you gonna get the no's. All right. Okay. you guys want to ask any questions? So I'm going to go check in on the other groups. Okay.
Dude, even if it was, like, I think it's, like, hard or whatever, right? But, like, I don't know. Hi, Miss Samick. How you doing?
Are you actually talking about the math?
Like, we were, but then we
No.
just started talking about Noah because, like, Noah wasn't here and we were, like, curious. So, but we couldn't see the graph, Miss Samick. That was the thing.
Well, you were supposed to open the worksheet. It's a table.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you didn't open the table, you could find it on the Google Doc, and I emailed it to you in 2 different emails. But
Try and find it. Well, yeah.
here, let me see if I can send it. Hold on.
Oh, I found it. It's investigation 2, right?
Yeah. Copy the link.
I'm gonna go with the third one. Is no.
You're just guessing. Did you actually do
Mm-hmm.
the work?
I did.
Here, I just sent the file in the chat. Okay.
It won't let me use the link in the chat.
Miss Samick,
Just copy and paste it. What's up?
have you seen Outer Banks, the show?
No.
Oh.
Is it like Laguna Beach from the early 2000s? Like a bunch of
What
teens
What
at
is
the
that?
beach.
No clue what that is.
Yeah, I
Like a
don't know
bunch
what
of
that
teen,
is.
like teenagers, like on spring break, kind of like with scripted reality.
Kinda,
Yeah.
I guess. But instead of being on spring break, they live there.
Yeah, that's how Laguna Beach was too. That's true. Yeah. Well, you guys enjoy it. I watched it 20 years ago when it was a thing, so I'm sure it's a little. Is it a little trashy?
No, this is actually really good.
No.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. Not gonna lie.
All right. Okay, so I did these first 2 in the other breakout room. So if I subtract 2 from both sides, and I have 10 minus 2 and 1 minus 2, and I end up with 10 minus 2, what do I end up with here?
8.
8 is greater than
-1.
-1. Is that true?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
I knew it. No.
You knew what? All right, 10 minus -2 and 1 minus -2. What is 10 minus -2?
This one's gonna be no.
Well, let's just do the math. 10 minus -2 is what?
12. Can't you do keep change
12.
flip?
Well, no.
So,
Yes.
12.
yeah,
And
so
then
he's right. He said 12.
I know, and he's right. Yes, it's true.
No.
And how about this one, Kaden?
And keep change flip again.
3.
3.
Okay. Is 12 greater than 3?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
Okay. So
Multiply both sides by 2, so that would be. Let me think. 20.
20.
2.
Yes or no?
And that would be true.
Yes. All right. What if we
And
multiply
then
both
negative
sides by
2.
-2?
-20, and then -2. And that would also be true, right? Yep.
Pelvelus, is -20 greater than -2?
Wait, no. It's less than.
Of course. So first one I say yes on, it's no.
And that one's a no. All right. You guys do the last 2. I'm going to go check on the last breakout group.
Divide both sides by 2.
Okay, so you guys are
5, and then 1 minus.
How are you guys talking to each other if you are all on mute?
We finished.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Who let Xavier and Z in the same breakout group is what I want to know. How did that happen?
It was you. It was you, Miss
I
Emmett.
didn't even do it. I just said random. All
Well,
right, which ones did you guys say were no?
well, our order was yes, no, yes, no, no, yes.
Okay, so when you added -2 to both sides, you got a no.
Yes.
Okay,
I got
so
a yes.
Joe got a yes, Xavier got a no, or Z's got a no. I still messed up,
Wait,
and you're not even in the same room.
I'm
Not in
confused.
real room. All right, Zombor, what is 10 plus -2? I'm gonna be in blue for you guys. What's 10 plus -2? 10 plus -2?
+8.
+8. And what's 1 plus -2?
1, -1.
-1.
Yes.
So is 8 greater than -1?
Yeah.
Yes. So it should be yes and then another yes. Those are both.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I subtract 2, I end up with 8 is greater than -1. Is 8 greater than -1?
Yeah.
Yes. The next one you should have ended up with 12 is greater than 3. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes. 20 is greater than 2.
Yeah.
-20 is greater than -2.
No.
No. That was your first no.
Okay.
And then, Joe, where did you get another no? Did you get another no?
I think maybe the last one.
Yeah, the last one. Because you end up with 5 is greater than 1/2, which is yes. And then you end up with -5 is greater than -1/2, and that is a no. All right, we're gonna go to the main room because I'm running out of time here. All right, thanks for coming back. Noah and David and Luke, are you guys all still here?
Yeah, my Chromebook died.
Okay. Who is that talking? Is it Noah or Luke? All right. So for those of you coming back, all right, do we have everyone back? The one room was closing up.
Yo, Henry.
I don't think
Is Henry
Henry's
back?
back yet. Oh, Henry's not even in here. All right. So you should have ended up with 2 times where it was no. You should have ended up with the multiply both sides by -2 and divide both sides by -2. So based on this activity, my next slide is asking, what do you observe? When are these no's happening? When do we get the no's?
When they're negatives.
Yeah, and in particular, not just any negative, what operation with the negatives?
Minus. Subtract.
When I subtracted negative, oops, let's go. Oh my gosh, this thing drives me crazy. All right. When I subtracted -2, was it true or false? When I subtracted a negative. Why? Why can't I just tap it and get my pen back? I still don't understand. Drives me insane. It's true. Subtracting was true. Thank you. All right, subtracting is true. What operations make it false?
Multiplication and division.
And that's it. Okay, it's just multiplication and division that are my problems. All right. So your rule, and this is for those of you who have the handout, the highlighted words are where you would fill it in. When you multiply or divide both sides by a negative, you have to take, part of your process is you have to reverse the inequality to maintain the inequality statement. So that is the last step you have to do when you do these inequality problems. Now, Kaden, are you still here?
Yeah.
You'll love this. Some people say you flip the inequality at the end.
So
So when you multiply or divide both sides of an equality by a negative, you have to reverse the inequality symbol to still have a true statement. So what that looks like, and this slide is available for you if you need to copy it fully. You know what? I'm gonna skip to number 2. If I have this problem, negative 2x is less than or equal to 15, and I divide both sides by negative 2, I would end up with x and negative 7.5, but this less than or equal to symbol is going to get flipped and become a greater than or equal to symbol. And that's just part of the process of solving inequalities. That's just this one special case. All right. So let me do one more for you and then we'll wrap up. I know I'm already over time. For something like this, where I would distribute, and I have negative 3x plus 6 is greater than or equal to 18. And you know, you go about your ways, subtract 6, you're all good. 3x is greater than or equal to 12. And divide by negative 3, we end up with x. This greater than or equal to becomes a less than or equal to negative 4. Okay, and that is only when you multiply or divide both sides by a negative. So your Delta Math tonight practices that skill, that if you multiply or divide both sides by a negative, you also have to flip the inequality. All right, if anyone wants to stick around, I could do some more examples. Otherwise, I know people have 10:30 classes they have to go to. So feel free to go. But if you would like to ask a question or you'd like to see another problem, I'm happy to do that. Otherwise, we'll pick up on Wednesday. Those of you that are still here, would you like to do another problem? Jack, Robbie, David, or Noah? Nope, there goes Robbie.
No, I'm fine.
That was David.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
Bye, David. Have a good day.
Bye. You too.
Jack or Noah, would you like to do any problems? There goes David. Jack, Noah. Okay. I don't know what happened to you guys. Hopefully your computers are all right. All right. Well, I'm going to shut down the meeting then. Jack and Noah, wherever you guys are. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Bye.